ready to stand.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, our ever attentive global audience. I say good morning to you all.
All right, gentleman, Mike.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. Would you say what happened in Borno State? That's the killing of our soldiers, and abduction of the soldiers, and taking over the takeover of a military base was as a result of internal sabotage or intelligence failure.
I've always maintained it. I think I will be repeating myself once more on this platform that there are moles in this government that are working in tandem with all these terrorist organizations. Then how come? Then when you look at the way things, all these absurdities in our climate, it goes to tell you that we are running what I will call Jojo well animal farm, when some people are more equal than the other. Then you keep on hearing all these sad tales emanating from a well-embedded and highly resourceful land like Nigeria. It is an abnormality. It is absurd. It is mind-numbing. It is very crazy, if I may use that word. But I want to say that for crying out loud, that the common patrimony of Nigeria, you and I, are being used to train all these soldiers for in terms of when anything like a change or external aggression. But what we're having here, we have internal aggression that is even subverting the power or the calculus of an external aggression, the case may be. Then when you now look at all these things, what does it portend? It portends that all is not well with our body politic. When you continue to see all this in a nation where the government that is supposed to oversee the security of life and property, to secure it in a manner through the mandate given to them, are now mollycoddling the terrorists as if that they are better off than individuals that are that vent to the voiceless in our society. You can continue to see what is happening now. It shows that I don't know what is happening with our brain fabric of our leaders by not doing the needful. As at the time, the needful at a time that is being called and is being urgently needed. Then you begin to wonder what kind of country, what kind of society are we in? And the recent event that happened in Borno State, it leaves a very bad taste in the mouth. How can our soldiers be killed as if that they are not even trained? What are those elementary procedures required of a military or a military outfit in containing or combating an onslaught from an outlaws, all these criminal set of people? Going to our military formation, it goes that everything, all is not well with our body politic. And it sparks of a high level of hypocrisy and a high level of complicity among the people at the corridors of power. That's my take for now.
And what do you think is the problem? This is a battle that has been going on for many years now, and we've not been able to see an end to this battle. Insurgency in Nigeria. Are they underfunded or under-equipped? What do you think is the problem?
Thank you, Mike. I wish I don't have to discuss these subjects. I wish I could just run away from this particular subject this morning. For me, I think my pain this morning is the needless loss of our soldiers, avoidable loss of our men, especially the frontliners, who do not have any choice than to obey the last order. Who do not have any choice than to take command from their superiors and all of that, being killed in such a gruesome manner that we have seen over the years now, which for me I think is avoidable, which for me I think authorities are not telling us some of the things that we don't know. It is clear that government is not willing to solve this problem once and for all. It's becoming clear that, just as my brother said, that people in authorities are in the know of some of these things. and that is why it has become very difficult to unravel. Attacking a military base, as I always say, ought to be a suicide mission for anyone to even think about it, let alone executing it successfully, as we have seen time and again. And I think there is no better way to describe it than to say this is unacceptable. This is beyond what we can just be talking about. A state of emergency must be declared on our security apparatus, on our security system generally. If you are really serious in tackling this problem, Mike, a state of emergency must be declared. We need help as a nation, and Mr. President should be humble about this, if indeed is interested in solving this problem, and calls for help from any quarters that help can come from. And let us confront this evil once and for all, rather than just paying lip service as we have always done. You summon the security chiefs from time to time, and they just talk,
Giving them marching orders.
giving them match. We have had enough of match. That's why I don't get moved by all those marching orders, because I know that much as I am not a security expert, and I'm not trying to sound like one, I know that it's more of intelligence than ammunition. That is why I've always said ammunition without relevant information will always lead to frustration. And that we have always seen, that people don't have information about the enemies they are even looking for. And time and again, our soldiers are being killed. That is my pain. These are somebody's parents. These are breadwinners of families that we are there. And it's not only even the rank and file that are being killed. Senior officers are being murdered gruesomely so from time to time. And the handlers of our security system or our security apparatus seems to be helpless. And that is what it's looking like to me. It seems these guys are helpless, and I think they should call for help.
Now, can you defend your enemies when you have recruited your enemies into the system? Is it possible? Remember repentant Boko Haram?
You know, that was I mean, when that blunder was being adopted as a program, it started from even the Buhari days. Buhari did more of it. We have begun to have repentant Boko Haram, repentant in quotes now. People that ought to have faced our justice system and sentenced according to the law were brought back into the system, were brought back into the military formations in the name of they have repented. And here we are, the entire system seems to have collapsed, Michael.
Mr. Vincent, is this a way? Because somebody said to me that we can't leave opposition out of this whole issue, out of this whole crisis we are experiencing in Nigeria,
no, we cannot leave
in our security opposition. Okay. Yeah, but is this a way of bringing down the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
No, certainly not. You see, successive governments of this country, they've all had a fair share of terrorism activities. Even let me take a case in point back. Let me take you down memory lane. You see, during the time of Jonathan, President Bele Goodluck Jonathan, something happened. You remember there was a visit made by President Jonathan to a certain section. I mean, they were having a function there. I cannot really pick the picture. When the late NSA, during his regime, General Aziza, told him that, look, there are Boko Haram in your cabinet. You know, the president took it, he left it lying low. He never acted, or it was not that, a slice of information. And what happened? To give vent, or rather to accentuate my position that there are most in this government and in other successive governments, that after the message was given to Goodluck Jonathan, what happened to General Caesar? He was going to Port Harcourt or thereabout in Bayelsa, Mother's Burial. He was inside the a helicopter. Up to this moment, as you and I speak, are standing here on City Stand, there is no definitive report as to why that helicopter crashed. It goes to show that even Jonathan himself was twisted by the so-called the cabal, or whether the people that are working in tandem with these outlaws to see that no government does good except their own bidding. And I want to believe that I've already been vindicated with such statements. You know, I will continue to say it because it's becoming a mantra to me. I cannot continue to say things over and over again because everybody knows that all is not well with our body politic, because all these things that are rearing up on our daily, on everyday, on our daily life, on our daily lives, goes to show that things are not really working. And when you look at all these things, okay, let me take a case in point. I want to, before I let my colleague to say his own. You will see that of recent, there was an opening, an advertisement by Nigerian Army for people that are qualified to enlist in the
People that want to join.
that want to join. Up to this moment, go and check the percentage of people that have significant interest. I want to believe that they are insignificant compared to the population that of Nigeria as we speak. But it goes to show that people are no longer motivated. They see it as a suicidal attempt, if you even dare to join this outfit called military. Because when they see that you are from the other side, they will send you to that where there is fire, where the real thing is happening, just for you to be killed. And nobody is really interested again to enlist in the army. It goes to show that our nation is failing, is drifting toward the abyss of despair, of unhelplessness. And I want to also say one thing that I give it to some all these Sahel countries that has always been that has always been held as their captive zone for France to superintend. They are trying to expunge themselves from that captive zone now. I'm talking in respect of Mali. I'm talking about in respect of Burkina Faso and Niger. And some other two are trying to follow suit now. Why can't Nigeria see? When you see that the democracy is not working, the democracy was never our peculiar way of running affairs in this country. When democracy has not come, we were ruling ourselves in our own traditional way, and it was working. Why are we being foisted with all these foreign ideas? And we took it hook, line, and sinker, and we want to have an egalitarian society? Certainly not. You cannot give what you are eating over there and give it to me and start eating. I said I get punched. He said I start experiencing some form of nausea. You understand? That is what is playing out now. Then when you now look at everything that is playing out now, it shows that all is not well. Then can't all the West because I believe that it's an agenda of neocolonization, and that is what we are experiencing now. Then if our brothers like the Mali, our African brothers are trying to expand themselves, they want to give a semblance of rulership, of governance to their people the way it should be. Why can't Nigeria follow suit? And I want to say one thing. I'm afraid if Nigeria cases the way it's going now, by the time the whole thing escalates, Rwanda experience will just be a figment of our imagination.
Gentleman Mike, can anyone tell us the reason why the president shouldn't seek international help at this point in time? Because looking at
let me just give you a line. International help from who? I want to say one thing. International help, anything that they dangle before you, if they give you 10 naira, they are going to take 10,000. Because most of them, any international, because they know that the Nigeria is richly endowed. There is no country, as I speak now, because things are not well with our body politic. All these Western countries, they see Nigeria as their own buffer zone. Do a lot of exploitation and all manners of things here. And by the time we seek for international, which international, don't we have the material resources or the money to buy whatever weapons? Our oil is still flowing. How much of those oil have been the monies that are being got into oil? How much of those things has been channeled to the right source? We've been kitted to the teeth. Even if we are catered to the teach, what missionary accomplishment, exercise is being demanded of our so-called military hierarchy. That okay, we are going for a mission. How much of this mission? What is the success rate? We don't measure it. That is my take.
Gentlemen, what's the solution to this now? They said if you seek international help, you ask for 10 naira, they ask for 10,000 naira.
10,000 naira.
So, what do you think could be the solution to all this problem? Because it seems we're helpless now.
Right, there's nothing wrong in seeking for help. Don't forget, as far back as I think 1999, during the Obasanjo days, the US was constantly giving intelligence as to terrorist activity within the northern parts of the country. I remember vividly that from time to time, the spokesperson for the Obasanjo administration then, Doyin Okukwe, will come out and dispel those information and say there was nothing like that. The US should not come and cause one issue or the other in the country and all of that. And years after then, we began to see the manifestations of those things. Much as I'm not saying those countries don't have issues in terms of the way they go about their things, they have motives, even if they give assistance and all of that. I understand all of that. But when it comes to intelligence and some other areas, they can be invited, they can be consulted for so that they help us in some of these areas. It is clear that our strategies are not working. The only way to measure if a strategy is working is the result that you get. From time to time, our soldiers seem to be defeated to the point that military bases are now being attacked. It shows that whatever strategy we have in place is not working. So if we have changed strategy from time to time and it seems still not to be working, why not call for help in the area of intelligence? And because that is the core area that we need, in my view. It's beyond ammunition. Somebody talked about the Tucano the other time.
Yeah.
We bought the Tucano and it has been useless as far as I'm concerned since we bought it, and these are millions of dollars as at that time. And so what is the essence of a Tucano that is not being used? So our core area must be in the area of intelligence, to have first-hand information and quickly nip things in the bud before they are executed.
So what happens to those weapons that were captured by these terrorists?
It shows that definitely you and I, all those weapons that were captured, they will still find a way of being used against the society.
Can we still recover them?
We can't recover them. Where is the intelligence? Where is the intelligence? For crying out loud, anybody that attack a military unit or a base knows that that person must have harmed himself with all the wherewithal in doing so. And as a result of that, when something like that happens, what do you expect? You and I, we are no longer safe. And you will see, you will recall yesterday, if you were very, 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 very much proactive or maybe attentive to observant to the happening yesterday, you can see the hovering of some of these our military jets along this. It shows that the sky is overcast. The hyenas are baying for blood now. Then why must we continue to be reactive instead of being proactive? Then you continue to wonder, where are we going? You understand? Must we sleep until when an intruder comes into your house and poke hands into your nose before you know you want to act? It shows that the docility in our military setting and the entire organogram of the military architecture is already compromised.
City Stand. City Stand.